We're back. We're back. This is like a really, really bad setup for this stream, but it'll have to do. So we're doing a live reaction to AC6 here. I hope I don't get absolutely copyright blasted by Bandai Namco. I might actually lower the volume as a result at some point. But yeah, hello to everyone. Hope you're alright. Ah! I just realized I got Discord up there. I was going to turn around and reply to Kira there and be like, I'm sorry. I was told to ping people because of people saying like you should ping to let people know when you're streaming. Yeah, I gotta remember to not open anything on the main screen here because I'm not streaming the window, I'm streaming my actual display here. That's also why my avatar is slightly bigger. Let's just put that there. So if the model goes wrong, I won't be able to fix it. I also can't see the feed on YouTube either, but I guess we can just roll with this for like, what, 13 minutes? This is gonna be interesting, seeing what this is like. Can I just... There we go. I get a little bit comfy here. Hello to anyone that's in chat. I hope you're okay. I'm not sure whether I can see you guys or not. If anybody wants to just test that feature by posting so I can see, it would be nice. Because I've got chat popped out on OBS here, but I also have it on YouTube, and sometimes it just doesn't work on either. Oh, hey, Damon. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, AC6 is just right on the corner. I'm still doing my playthrough of it, or rather, all of the games. We skipped Last Raven because I've never completed it. It's too hard for me. The arena's fun though. But we're on AC4, and then 4 Answer, and then AC5. I'm not gonna do Verdict Day because it's pretty much just AC5. And we skipped Another Age because it's just 110 missions of Armored Core 2 again. We didn't do Master of Arena or Project Phantasma because they weren't released in Europe, if I remember rightly. So we've done all the stuff that's released in Europe outside of, say, like 1 or 2 games. We even did Ninebreaker. The only other one that we haven't done is Formula Front, and Formula Front's just weird. Basically, it's just AI-controlled ACs fighting each other. But yeah, AC6 I'm going to cover because I've actually been paid to do it. And the whole catch was just I needed to complete all the other games before AC6 comes out. So, with me being paid to do it, I now have to do these streams. And hopefully not spoil too much of the game. Admittedly, the new CGI trailer that you're seeing in the background, behind the 10-minute countdown, I watched that. That was pretty cool. There was some signs of like bringing back the Human Plus style storyline going on. It's almost as if all the pilots are not even proper humans. They're just like brains attached to the ACs at this point. But I could be wrong about that. I didn't do any speculation about it like every other person on YouTube. So instead, I just enjoyed it for what it is. But I hope you guys are enjoying all of the pre-AC6 hype so far. It's just going to be interesting when the game comes out, see what it's like. Especially because it has 2 forms of anti-cheat. I think it has something like de novo and then easy anti-cheat installed as well. Weird. I've been looping AC and AC4 soundtracks for the past few days, says Damon. Oh, nice, nice. 4 Answers soundtrack is by far, I think, one of the best soundtracks in the entire franchise. It's just so good. Goof says, this should be interesting, a mech game, and it's not a Gundam Battletech on Mech Warrior, says Goof. Goof, have you not played it? No de novo, just easy anti-cheat and something else, which is a DRM thing. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was called, but it's basically just easy anti-cheat and something that's almost similar to de novo, which has everybody on Steam panicking at the moment. You not played it since PS1, says Goof. No wonder then, because a lot of people only know, like, Mech Warrior in the West. I've noticed that. There's, like, a few people that know AC, and then, like, most other people know Mech Warrior instead, or Mech Assault. Oh. And then the rest is just Gundam. But then again, I really do enjoy Gundam. Gundam Breaker 3 is probably one of the best games I've played mech-wise in the past decade, so... I don't bother with the Steam forums, says Raven, it's Reddit tier cesspool over there. Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong. I like looking around all the community stuff just to see how much of a mess it is. It's why I've got YouTube chat turned off at the moment for this showcase. Because, I just know there's going to be a load of, like, crazy stuff, so I'm just avoiding it. Like, bad Reddit, says Raven. For myself, I started with Mech Warrior, played a bit of AC, and then moved on to Gundam and Macross, says Goof. Nice, nice. So 8 minutes before this turns up, you will see, if you go back in the stream, you'll see I've got this on my actual display, or it's recording my display, so I can't pull anything up in the background without it pulling up all kinds of crap, like my private DMs and stuff. I say that, but I was just joking. It's like I pulled up Discord before, and it was just our Discord with me responding to Gundam Kira in it, because he's like, dude, so many pings today, and I'm like, I was half through writing. You know, people did say just to ping whenever there's a stream so that everybody else can know, so we can watch it, you know, together. But I realized that I was streaming it at the same time. I'm like, dude, I'll cancel that out. You know, it looks stupid. So yeah, you got, for the, like, 10 seconds, you've got part of my screen there. You know, I still remember how I wished AC6 became an actual thing, says Audio. Dude, I did, like, speculation videos about AC6 and how I thought it would go down, you know, like, combining the best parts of the franchise. I should actually go back and see how much of that I was right about when it's launching, you know. But yeah, I've speculated on it a lot, including potential development issues and changes to things and, you know, hiring internally and things like that. That'll probably continue after launch, because I want to know where DXM2 is, because Shoji Kawamori has apparently worked on both of them, but I don't know whether he would be doing, like, short-term contracts or what. He'd have to if he's doing both of them. There's that video that I made about Kawamori and his impact on AC, and then, no joke, I still feel like if this game is not the best it can be and reach a lot of people and everybody's happy with it, if it can't reach a lot of people and gain back the community and increase its scale in terms of how many people are going to buy it and stuff, I can honestly see this being the last AC. Because even though From are known for the mech games, I still reckon this is a really big jump from what they've been doing recently. But then again, I've not been paying too much attention to the other interviews with them. So admittedly, I could be completely wrong, and this could just sell like crap and still get a sequel or whatever. You know, I do think that there's a lot on the line, though, with this launching, especially considering they've not done one in ages. Excuse me. AC never technically died. They always wanted to do another one after 5. They just never had the means to produce it, especially with the size of the team, says Raven. I thought AC died at 5, says Sky. It was kind of up in the air with the fan base, you know. My entry into mech video games was Front Mission and Omega Boost and Shogo, says Damon. Dude, nice. Especially when they were juggling about 1 to 3 game projects at a time, says Raven. Yeah, admittedly, Raven knows a lot more about this than I do, so I could be talking completely out of my butt. You know, I'm just going off more like the fandom's reaction to this and just gut feelings and little things, you know, that could go wrong or have gone seemingly wrong and then been turned around and sort of reactions to it now. AC6 is now 4th global trending on Steam, according to Sale, apparently. Holy crap. So I think that's because of the Souls fanbase. I really think this is going to be a lot of Souls players' new introduction to this kind of thing. And if it is, then honestly, I think it's interesting of From to pivot in that direction. I almost feel like if it is the whole thing of them juggling lots of projects and they had a smaller team, but they've always wanted to do something like this again, then it's actually, I know I said before, it's pretty stupid of them going back and doing a mech game. I've said it in like another video saying it's a big risk or whatever. But on the other hand, what I didn't count on was it suddenly not being niche and reaching a much wider audience. Because honestly, the mech genre, as a lot of us know, is pretty niche. And I feel like this is an interesting turnaround to suddenly have a way larger install base from making so many Souls games. And of course, those people are like, you know what? It's a From game, so let's try it and see what happens, you know? And it's going to be interesting to see how many of those people stay around and how many people like it. That's going to be the most interesting part for me, is how much retention it has after it's sold, you know, on launch. Like, where it ends up after everything is said and done, because there's just hype now. And hype normally doesn't match the same sort of reception after launch. We'll just have to see. You know. Hello, you all doing well? Ace Combat 7 was able to revive the franchise. I'm hoping AC6 does the same, says Pedro. Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you. They mentioned in one of their interviews now that the 300 strong and Miyazaki has expressed jealousy on how much more in terms of resources and funding they have. Out of all the mech games in the mech genre, it's largely just Gundam and Battletech making up most of the games. It has been for ages, but that's because AC has been missing for so long. But I'm hoping to dear God, that this is literally what I kind of speculated on in terms of like, it has to be the best of absolutely every single AC game to really hit the mark and really make a good comeback. You know, it has to have fast, frantic action, large bosses from AC4 Answer. It has to have good maneuverability, crazy weapons. It can't have any negatives to it, and if it does, they have to be very minor. And I mean, like, really minor. Hasn't FromSoft always done a game theme until they kill it? Not really. They've done a lot of experimenting. They've done stuff like Ninja Blade, which is almost like Ninja Gaiden. They've done, I think, at least one Gundam game, I think. They did the Another Century's episode series. I could be wrong about that. They've done AC, they've done Metal Wolf Chaos, they did all the Souls games, they did Kingsfield, which was before AC1, which was basically like a first-person Souls game for the PlayStation. They've definitely juggled around a lot. I've not kept up with all of the releases, but I've definitely played a lot of them. Damon says, I'm probably thinking of another team. Plus side, the clips of AC6 do look good so far. It just comes down to everything else is goof. See, Raven, I don't go off people like that. But that's just because of other stuff. You know. I don't go off people like that. Let's see what we got. So this is the trailer again, where they have the opening with the VOB style thing going on. That is so a VOB with extra armor. I heard people think the graphics look bad. What? So you guys can see my my mouse there. That is so a VOB with extra boosters on from 4. Well, 4 answer, sorry. Really cool how they're reusing assets like that. So what they're probably doing with this showcase is showing off a bit of CGI and then a bit of gameplay, by the looks of it. It doesn't run on garbage like UE5, then no buy. UE5 isn't too bad. UE's always been popular. I think the thing is, it all depends on how you optimize your assets and coding. You know, as to whether you get the most out of UE. I am liking the more verticality in this game, and I'm so glad we get stuff like arms forts coming back. That was one thing in my speculation. I turned around and went, they have to have this, because arms forts was such a big deal. The over-the-shoulder shield things looked really cool, and I like the difference in melee in this one. Where there's like different strategy, and the quad leg floating there looks nice. But of course, this is stuff that they've kind of shown off before. And also the quick boost is cool. Like having the quick boost kind of come back is good, because that was a massive deal in 4 answer and 4, I think, as well. And then these new melee weapons look so cool. Then we've got what looks like primal armor from 4 answer there as well, but you never know, it might be an EMP or something. Again, I'm getting vibes of like the new Dune film from this. I do not know why, but I said that in one of the other trailers. UE4 was getting some major backlash recently, and people are crapping on UE5 because it's terribly unstable. Some people just don't complain about anything, you know. That's the boss that I want to mod. Like, we were talking about modding online, and I said the one with all the missiles and everything, I want to mod that to basically be 9-ball Seraph. Like, the moment modding comes out for this, or somebody finds out how to mod it, I'm putting my 9-ball Seraph model in. Because, funny enough, I still have all the limit release models that I made.
Welcome to the Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon Showcase. Today we'll be sharing an in-depth look at the features of Armored Core 6, live gameplay from some very special guests, and our first ever live showcase of the game's exhilarating PvP mode.
Ooh.
In the studio, we have Ouroboros, Fightin' Cowboy, and the staff of Armored Core Legacy. We will be joined by remotely...
Hey, so is Cleric gonna be there then?
Who will be streaming during today's program. Before we dive in, let's take a look at our schedule for today to see what's in store. To set the stage, we'll begin with discussion around the story of Armored Core with Vati. Next, we'll undergo some training with some experienced Armored Core pilots. And last up, we'll enter the combat zone with our first look at...
Oh boy. That moment where somebody in chat could be like, dude, you missed your opportunity when you dropped out of the fandom to get in there and talk about the lore and some of the other stuff and potentially be in this. It's like, it's whatever. Gotta add the lore. I wonder if they're gonna go through the entire history.
Hello and welcome, Vati. We all know you are a FromSoft expert. How do you think Armored Core 6 appeals to From Software fans, old and new?
Yeah, first off, thank you for having me.
This is gonna sound really stupid, but I don't think I've ever seen any of Vati's videos.
But,
it's me just outing myself here.
Fans, I guess there hasn't really been a new Armored Core game for 10 years now, so I think old fans are in for big changes to the combat and obviously the graphics.
Hey, he's got AC4 supplies, is that in the background?
I've learned a lot in the last 10 years. But I think old fans in particular will be drawn to the assembly aspect more than anything else, because even in this game, you can still fundamentally change your mech on such a core level, and they'll probably recognize a lot of the specs involved as well.
Wait, what? So Vati's claiming that older fans will like this, not even though he's supposed to be talking about the lore,
even though it can be a little bit
he's saying people will like this because of the building, which is one of the most obvious mechanics. I hate to pick this apart at the moment. It just sounds a bit weird.
Challenging, but you know it's going to be a game that respects your time and effort and gives you the tools you need to succeed. So yeah, I think a lot of people will be keen to try this game just on the reputation of From Software.
Hey, Sky!
And I hope they do.
He's more of a Souls expert, not of an AC lore expert since audio. Okay, so that makes sense.
From both the new and
I literally have no idea who that is.
The trailer was certainly a surprise at the Game Awards, so let's take another look.
Oh, so we getting that trailer that I was on about before? Have you been, Sky? I've been okay. Dun dun dun. Rubicon 6. Still getting the Dune vibes. Maybe I just want to watch the new Dune films all over again, you know? Maybe it's just I'm so interested in those films, I'm just seeing them everywhere. Vati is a big Souls lore tuber. He did spend 2-3 months ago going through all the AC games on original hardware to become more familiar pre-AC6. Okay, so he's at least done his research then. Respect, you know. Again, he's the type of person that, yeah, I think they're marketing to in terms of, like, he's a big Souls fan, obviously. He's gonna like the Souls series if he's a big Souls YouTuber. So they've turned around to him and gone, dude, you interested in AC6? And he's like, okay, I'll do the research. You know. Respect. So he's the target audience of people that they've already got in the user base, that have been playing for a while with them and know them for the previous game. And they want to get into this new game if possible. Because that's a massive install base that they can't miss. Like, if I'm just talking about marketing, imagine if they get all the Souls community to play AC. Or a large portion of it, because of how much reach Souls has. So that's very wise of them to get somebody like that in. At least from a marketing standpoint. Like, that isn't even me talking smack or anything, you know. That's just me seeing it from the point of view of going, okay. The planet burning reminds me of Riddick, the sun planet. Audio. Dude, I was thinking that myself as well as Dune. I love this trailer so much, says Damon. That was a really good one, to be honest. But that one's, like, what, the first one? The interesting thing about that was seeing all, like, the Gen 3 parts for me. I remember saying that when it first came out. So yeah, that's that one. I want to see who to get in from AC Legacy. Probably be Cleric, I imagine.
Establishing the tone of each world they create. What do you think about this trailer? Did you notice anything that viewers didn't catch?
Well, I doubt I noticed anything that, you know, the internet at large didn't really notice. But a lot of stuff in that trailer definitely is more recognizable now, for sure. You can see a lot of bosses from the early parts of the game. I think there's the Juggernaut, Voltaeus, and also the big helicopter boss from Mission 1. But the most interesting thing, I think, in that trailer is the AC that's fighting during it. Oh, no, that's a different trailer, actually, I think. There's an AC that's fighting in that trailer, and I think its name is Nightfall, and I think it might also be the main character.
You got it slightly wrong there.
And the main character on the box art as well. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm pretty sure you can see that character in Mission 1 as well.
Okay.
So people should probably look out for that. And yes, it's cool to look back and notice all these little...
Where the heck is the AC losses audio?
Sounds really exciting because all of that insight...
I could go over that for you guys if you want.
Because of what you said right now,
especially because we're streaming AC4 after this, so...
A month ago, we revealed the story trailer, and we noticed you commented, FromSoft is really going to make us cry about robots, aren't they? I like that.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone missed it, let's take another look.
So we're showing off the other trailer. These kind of events are very scripted and restrictive, says Raven. Yeah, it feels like it. It almost feels like a meet and greet for Vati. You know. Oh, this one. This is the one where they take apart the AC, isn't it? Where they retrieve his body. Yeah. It is. So this is another CGI one. From has been really good with the CGI. That Gatling gun reminds me of one from AC5. Again, this is one that I watched but didn't actually cover for the channel. I could have, but... Those missile pods there reminded me of AC4, where you could just make a missile spamming monster. I do like this idea of assaulting enemy lines really fast to take out a massive enemy, because it's kind of very similar to For Answer's attack on... not Motherwell. No, sorry, it is Motherwell, because Answer is the floating fortress. Attacking Motherwell, it's got the same sort of vibe to that in terms of you've got to rush up to it and destroy it before it takes you out. But just, obviously, without the VOB. I do think it's funny, though, how people that are new to the franchise are like, oh my god, he stuck his Gatling gun in there, and it was so crazy, and they had nothing that they could do, and it was all for the sake of the mission. It's like, yeah, it's just an average day in AC. It's like, oh my god, it's so sad. It's like, no, everybody's expendable. That's just an average day for a Raven. You either complete the mission or you die, simple as. You do everything for the money. You know. I've been seeing that a lot recently. Dave, pretend to be a guest on the show and talking about AC lore. So anyway, right, I'm glad that FromSoft asked me here, after all these years of doing AC content. No, I'm messing. I deleted most of my AC content ages ago. You probably won't get much time to talk about stuff. Indeed. Do you even sleep, says Damon? Yes, I do. Just pull off some Macross missile dodging. Yeah, this is just an average day in AC. And this bit totally reminds me of when you fail in, like, early AC. They just recover his brain and whatever remains. They're just like, yeah, we're going to take that and use that. We're going to recover the data from it. I've seen a load of people on YouTube being like, oh my god, this trailer's so sad and so heartbreaking and so deep. And I'm sat there going, it's AC. It's AC. He just failed a mission. Let's get to work. It's almost like your brain's been put inside the AC there. This is my very first time seeing this trailer, says Damon. Nice.
Vati, you are very knowledgeable about this series. What are some final thoughts you have on Armored Core 6?
So I think I'm just really glad that Armored Core 6 encouraged me to play all of the older games, because it made me realize I'm just so into this. I'm so into this process of sort of fine-tuning your mech to be perfectly suited for the missions, and I love the bleak world, and there's just this really distinct vibe that Armored Core has that I really hope new fans can come in and discover, because I think a lot of the old fans have been talking about this stuff for a while, so
that's an understatement.
To a new genre almost.
Oh.
Core 6 does well because I want.
I love that. That's a massive understatement. The fans have been talking about this for I think a while. I think. So, yeah, going on like 10 years.
Some software seem like they're sort of the kings of this genre.
Again, I'm not throwing shade at Vati. It's just funny. It's a funny comment.
Boost that whole scene.
I feel like the whole time you were talking, Vati, I totally agree, especially with your enthusiasm. It sucked in a lot of my community, so we're big fans of your videos and keep doing what we do, because thank you so much, Vati, for joining us and sharing your insights about the world of Armored Core.
Sure, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, this is so scripted. I wish they'd allowed him to talk a little bit more, because, goddamn, where she's like, oh, this was so in-depth, thank you for telling us loads, and basically just turned around and went. So anyway, I played the other games now because I did my research. It's all good. It's a really fun game. I hope more people play it. And the building is fun and always has been. So people who've played the others will like the building.
Oh man, it's an honor for me to be with you guys. Earl, what have been some of your impressions so far of the game?
It's perfect. It's the FromSoft has done it again. Armored Core fans are going to feel right at home.
Who is this?
So good.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things people are going to notice is that it still feels fresh, but it's very familiar. The level of customization and testing out different leg types and different weapons.
I did say that's tight for time. Maybe got an hour or two.
Is a big thing that kind of.
Yeah, did I just like talk over this? Who is this?
It's fast, but I don't know, it feels good. It's very visceral.
I like that you said heavy. It feels heavy.
Yeah.
Like you can really feel like you're doing some damage.
Like I don't even know.
That's really awesome.
This might be my ignorance, but I don't even know who the female presenter is here.
Into some gameplay. Yeah.
Let's go.
While Fighting Cowboy gets set up, Ouroboros, what would you say are some key strategies that viewers should keep an eye out while playing, Armored Core?
Okay, so the main thing is the mech customization.
Right.
Changing out your parts, your AC, your build, and the biggest thing is the legs. The legs change your gameplay entirely. When you switch your legs, it feels like you're playing an entirely different game.
Some of this, I feel like I might be going a little bit hard on him, and I don't mean to. It's just because obviously they're trying to get new people into the series, so they have to explain things at a base level for people that don't know. It's just for anybody that's obviously well versed with this stuff. It's a bit just like, what is going on here?
Oh, I love that.
So this feels more like a beginner's introduction to everything, so I've really got to dial it back a little bit and not be so cocky.
Super powerful. Cowboy's a big fan of those.
Really?
Vampy Bit Me, a female cosplayer who did a lot of video game stuff, says Treble. I have no clue who that is. I really have no clue who that is.
My name is Fighting Cowboy. Welcome to Armored Core 6, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the first missions of Chapter 2, Infiltrate.
Seriously, I have no clue who any of these people are. And I feel like they get these people in because they know they're going to have big communities, so they're going to have bigger reach. But it's like, who are you? They'd probably say the same thing to me. I seriously don't know any of these people.
Very consistent. We have a missile launcher on the back, 10 cell. This is going to be capable of multi-lock, and it's a forward-facing missile, so it's pretty consistent to hit targets with. And then we are pulling out the...
Okay, so I like this frame rate in the garage at the moment, but obviously it's the garage. It's like the most simplistic sort of setup in terms of just rendering the models and showing all the stats.
This has definitely become one of my favorites. Besides that, we're running a pretty balanced loadout here in terms of parts. We are running quad legs, so you get to see some quad legs gameplay.
Ooh, quads is going to be good to see if they're more like the spider type or the hover type from AC1.
With stuff like the charge shot on the linear rifle, we don't have kickback from that while we're in hover, so that's very...
Can't help but feel like I'm going too hard on this stream when I don't even mean to be. Like, this is going to make me look like an absolute dick probably to some people when I'm just asking questions that are coming straight off the top of my head, Or I'm just making these comments straight away as soon as I think of them. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't mean anything nasty by this. It's just, I'm genuinely confused by some of the, like, the things that's going on and who these people are. Okay, frame rate looks nice, though. I like the booster effects on the legs. Oh. Interesting. So that's like AC5's boost a little bit. Did he just fall off the level? Oh, no. I thought he'd fallen off the level, but... Oh, okay, so... Oh, hello. That's interesting. So unless he's got boosters toggled on, then have they brought hoverlegs from AC1 back? And I like the way that... Okay, when he hovers stationary like that and he's just floating, he uses his boost gauge for that. Massive recovery on the boost gauge, though. Did he just get staggered in midair as well? Okay. That's really interesting that they brought hoverlegs back finally. Unless I'm wrong about this, and if he turns off his boosters, he'll walk like a normal quad leg walker again.
Looks like they may be down below, so we're going to scan.
They're not exactly hovering, it's more like they've got thrusters to assist them in movement. It's almost makes it look like a Tachikoma from Ghost in the Shell a little bit, with the legs splayed out when it's jumping like that.
You can take them out real fast with just the charge linear rifle shots.
Oro and Cowboy have both played AC, but yeah, I think they're popular because of Souls, says Raven. Okay. So again, it's trying to get the Souls community in on this because they know it's a massive install base. Again, smart. But for anyone who has no clue who they are, it's just like, wait, what?
That ricochet text is showing up. That means you need to be closer to the target to really get the damage that you want.
I think it's described as hover in the game, but it's not like the hover legs. Enemy AC, maybe? Either that or another type of enemy.
Chainsaw there. You're gonna try.
Do you like the environment at the moment? It looks like a giant sort of like, not a warehouse, but looks like a railroad bringing in and out resources. I love the way he had a, what looked like a grind blade from AC5 there.
So hard. I love that thing.
Honestly, I'm loving all these extra little thrusters all over the AC so far, and it's the verticality of everything is so good.
And here the level really
I like that it reminds me so much of AC4, and there it is. There it is. He turns his boosters off, and it walks exactly like a quad leg from
gonna end up doing this
3rd gen.
first.
So we got a confirmation there. It's a mix of both of them. If you turn your thrusters on, or if you have them on, then it acts like a hover leg type from AC1. But if you turn them off, you get a quad leg walker from AC Gen 3. That's interesting. So they've mixed both of them. Because we've not had hover legs actually be hover legs for that type since, I think, AC1. Or at least AC1 and 2. So it's interesting that they've mixed both of them now as a little detail. Did he just use a health pack for his AP there? Because his AP was ridiculously low for a moment.
Missing that one.
Is that scan mode that he's got there? When he does that whole like filter thing across the screen, was that scan mode from AC5 or what they've implemented? Did he just kick him with his quad legs then? Chainsaw has a melee weapon. I want to use them. I just want to play the game already, says Audio. I'm liking how clean the hood is. Indeed. I like how clean the overall visual looks, you know.
We've gone through.
Someone described it as kind of like 5th gen quads.
We're gonna still cruise along.
Interesting. Boost charge for quads is the spinning leg. Yeah, I noticed that. Honestly, this level at the moment is kind of reminding me a little bit of some of the intro levels from, I think it's either 4 or for Answer, where you have to fight the MTs, I think it is. You know, the line arc levels. Kind of reminds me of that, where you have to get rid of all the MTs on the bridge that's in line arc territory. Because of the verticality and all. That's gotta be scan mode, right? Scan mode, yeah. Oh, I hope we not have to use that loads. I hated scan mode in 5. Scan mode ruined 5 for me. It was so stupid having to switch in and out of it. It wasn't really needed. It was kind of one of those things where it just threw off the gameplay for me. That's something I'm kind of worried about now. And I've just noticed he's on like 1,700 AP there. Question is, will he die here? Biped boost charge, kick is a simple leg, tank is a tackle, reverse joints is light and heavy are slightly different.
Close encounter.
You don't have to use this as John, that's good.
The last thing we want to do is get popped off by a big explosive or something.
In 5, it was more or less not optional. It was basically a massive thing where you had to use scan mode in combat for either movement or figuring out your enemy's weakness. It's really weird. I'll get around to it when I play AC5 on stream, so you guys will see.
Almost got me with his little dagger. This is now a survival run at 365 AP.
So scan mode at least shows up enemies through walls. That's not too bad compared to it being in 5. Maybe I'm just overreacting at the moment. I'm just looking at stuff and judging it based on what I know from previous games and then being like, oh, okay, this is interesting if it's different. You know, I'm not trying to go hard on it or anything. So far, I'm loving this maneuverability, man. It's not slow in the slightest. I want to see a speedrun of this. I really want to see a speedrun of it within like the first week or something. Although somebody said that apparently it had like 50 hours of gameplay in it or something stupid recently. I wonder whether that's for the entire campaign or for like the arena, if they've got an arena in it or anything else.
I see a chest down there, but I'll leave you all to discover that stuff on your own.
Scan mode isn't like 5th gen. You don't just swap to it. It's just a button you press to find hidden stuff. Oh, dude, that's so good to hear. I did not want 5th gen to come back like that. Like, that was the one thing they didn't need, so that's good to hear that scan mode is literally just finding hidden stuff. Just don't give me scan mode as a critical piece of gameplay again. You know. That really ruined it for me, just having to switch between both of them and hearing scan mode, combat mode, scan mode, combat mode all the time, and oh, overly complicated stuff.
Sneaking around here, so we have, alright, so no other enemies over here. Let's swing back around.
I love that he's like sneaking around here and says it's just a dead end to the geometry. I was going to say that it'd be cool if there were multiple ways into areas, but it doesn't look like it. At least with this level. He was already locked on there. With him being on low health, you'd think he'd keep his distance. Oh, there we go. He's down. He's down. Okay, so I'm assuming he'll come back in at a checkpoint here. Oh, there we go. Restart from checkpoint. Okay, let's see what he checkpointed. See, now, thing is, some people will probably turn around and be like, oh, that's bad because they got checkpoints in it now. It doesn't make it as hard. It makes it, you know, like, it's so totally easy. It's so crap. Some people will go hard on that. I don't mind checkpoints because the amount of time that you'd spend in old AC games doing a mission only to fail and then have to go back in and retry everything again, and you'd be between loading screens and waiting for it all the goddamn time. To me, checkpoints are a welcome addition. You know, just to skip having that loading time between missions and having to go back in and go to the menu and select the mission over and over again. It's a better quality of life feature. But then again, I know some people probably hate on me for that.
Let's go back and take down those other ACs that ambushed.
There is an arena. Okay. I want to see a heavy mech, says Damon. That's going to be interesting. I've heard it's down to 20, 30 hours for a single playthrough. I'm not taking into account multiple playthroughs, says Raven.
You can see they were guarding a little chest.
I'm hoping From take the...
So that's just going to be an AC part. And that's one of the fun things.
Collected apart from a box there. Nice. I'm hoping they go the route, because everybody's wondering about this on Steam at the moment, is the whole deal with it being optimized for PCs well enough, you know, when it comes out, that they don't have many day one issues, because apparently From have always had day one issues with PC or something.
You'll get all of your health back, all of your ammo.
Oh, there we go. So this must be what, ammo drop or health drop or something? Yeah, supplies, there we go. That's not bad either, that's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of AC5's field garage.
In his AC. I was smiling the whole time. I kind of wanted him to keep going. And I love that he demonstrated like how much you can use that 360 view.
I welcome checkpoints as audio. Imagine if your game crashes and has no checkpoints. You can switch up your loadout before jumping back into a checkpoint. That's good. That's really good as well.
That was fun to watch. What tips do you have for players who might not be used to this 360-degree movement?
So I think a big thing with Armored Core is your leg types move very differently. Your reverse joints give you a lot of vertical mobility. Your tetrapods, as you
Okay, so now that I know, or rather, now we've been around for a little while and we've been seeing what they're showing off so far. Obviously, I'm not going to go as hard on them.
as opposed to like, you know,
I've already said this before. I didn't want it to be like that, and obviously, they're coming at this from the sort of introducing new people to this sort of angle, so gotta approach it like that. So far, this show-off is really nice, especially because I've not seen much of this outside of the CGI stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
Literally not seen any of this, so this is the first time I'm really seeing like proper gameplay and hearing any details about it.
Personally, I have like 14 already.
14? Oh man!
But we haven't gotten into like the meme ACs yet. We're making the fun ones right now.
So, like the decals, I know that there's decals there.
Yeah, there's full decal colors, different camos. You want to make something from Gundam or Evangelion? Go ahead.
There we go. Just drop Gundam and Ava as big names for people from the West that will recognize.
Model kits too.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's like some people can emulate their model kits from Armored Core and bring it to this game. But I pretty much have a question for you. I really want to ask you, what is your favorite legs in the? I really want to know.
What's your favorite leg type? Okay, go on. Let's see what he says.
Lately, I've been playing a lot of tetrapods, but I'm a beefy boy at heart, so it's got to be tanks.
I love that.
It's got to be the tank.
Thank you so much, Fine Cowboy. That was awesome. Well, hopefully our viewers can try out some of those tips.
Did he say tetrapod legs?
All right, next up.
Because if so, I think that's like, what, quad legs or something? Or am I just wrong there? I'm mishearing.
So we're gonna pick
okay, so Ouroboros is playing what looks like a medium build or light build.
I'll be going over in just a second. I just want to say Cowboy did an amazing job. I was on the edge of my seat watching him with 300.
But he was told to say that. Tetrapod is a new name for quads. Okay, so I heard correctly there.
The boss fight and sort of
boss fight. Okay, let's see.
You guys, what you can expect from.
Oh, it's this guy that they showed off on the trailer. The giant MT with grind blades on it.
Opted for a biped with sort of your default missiles and some linear.
So he's picked sort of a speedy build that looked a little bit like Supplies.
I have a blade that I can swap to and go in and try to hit him.
Okay, nice couple of blade hits.
We'll soon discover that
he's got what, half his stagger bar up? So I'm looking at that.
He does a lot of close range damage. You do not want to be close to him ever.
Okay, so he's already telling us you do not want to be close to this guy. Then again, he has 2 giant melee weapons, so maybe that was a dead giveaway.
But we're almost dead here. But we got that.
I do like that staggered state. That reminds me a lot of Souls with the whole deal of staggered states and dealing more damage to them when that's happening. Never had that in AC before.
And he got us.
Wait, what?
We're gonna change the build to adapt to the situation.
Okay, so how did he die really quick then? Was that the fire before he got struck by and then the melee attacks?
I'm thinking that might be another weak spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into assembly. After you die, you can go to assembly and you can use your mech entirely. So we're gonna switch to the quadrupeds.
Okay, so he's doing quad as well. So he can load more probably.
Which is important in Armored Core. Of course, the developer said you can go in with any mech you like. You can play the entire game. But adapting and changing your build on the fly is a huge aspect of this game.
Okay, that's interesting. I can't remember whether I mentioned it or not.
It actually saves us. So we'll put it in the expansion slot.
I can't remember whether I mentioned it or not in the videos that I did really early for this, saying what they should include. But I think I did mention something about being able to change stuff on the fly, or be able to just jump in and out and change stuff without going back through menus and everything, because it would be better for gameplay to make it way more interesting. Oh, nice. So he actually does have a big shoot me and I'll die weak spot. Oh, and I see. The reason why he picked the quads is because he can do that hover thing and just float above him. But he's already used it. Oh, no, you shouldn't have quick boosted, my dude. You're on like 90% of your gauge gone. Yeah, he's loading more weapons, and it looks like he can load heavier ones that he can then shoot while moving, similar to AC normally, because he's got quads. I wonder if they're going to keep that from, like, older AC games, in that bipedals have to stand still to fire cannons and stuff.
The stagger that we're pulling off on his weak spots is really good. But as you can see, wow.
Lava pools did him in, and then he got nailed by Roomba's lava spit.
Our energy because they're quite low at the bottom there.
Glad we have dual grenades. Confirms we can get dual back weapons.
He's getting angry.
That's one thing I did not think of, actually. But yeah, dual back weapons is always fun.
And hover in the air. And then
He's already used most of his boost gauge here. He is not. Oh, and he used a quick boost again as well.
my goodness, look at that.
Does not have much of his boost gauge left here.
This is it. Just destroying in this run.
The thing is, he didn't have to move there. He could have literally just hovered over him and hit him with a couple more grenades and he would have been fine. By the looks of it, at least. He had like 20% of his gauge left, and the thing was still staggered, so there was no rush. And he had a clean shot at its weak point.
If you're having trouble. Also, we are having trouble.
Oh, dude, he just used a quick health pack there. He had to. I wonder whether you get more points, like more score and more money for not using health packs. That would actually make sense. If, you know, like, we get the classic sort of end of mission sort of result, you know, where you get all of your stuff, your skills priced up, you know, like how much armor you lost and how much ammo you used. Be interesting to see if you get more money if you don't use the health packs or supplies or anything else.
Especially with the chip damage and everything, I was just, that was amazing. The efficiency was astronomical. I was just...
Ah, yes, he was so efficient at playing. Ah, god damn it. That moment I have to dial it back and and try and not switching between
this is a flaw.
you know, both parts of me. I'm trying not to switch too often here.
Is this true in Armored Core as well?
Show me PvP's audio.
So, you know, it's a traditional FromSoft title. So, you know, as you can see, like, he had the telegraphed attacks, and you have to...
John said they did say that was a thing, I think. If you use a health pack, it lowers your score a little. Health packs count towards your ammo and repair cost, but I think S rank counts checkpoint retries. Okay, so that makes sense. So basically, if you want S ranks, you can play it like classic AC.
That's the main thing.
And to me, I feel like that's super fun because you can just come in with different, you know, ACs and then figure out what works best for you.
Exactly.
And your tactics, right? And I love that you told all of us like what you were doing each time. So that's reassuring to hear. I noticed that the chosen assembly seemed to play a specific
I have to not be too critical about this. I keep saying it and I have to keep reminding myself because of how some of the comments sound. I'm not even trying to be nasty. You know, it just seems a little bit silly when she was saying, oh, you were so efficient, and meanwhile we're watching him get absolutely smacked around at certain points, and I'm just like, are you sure about that? You know,
you have to balance the equip load with your energy output.
Who are you, JKJK, says Damon.
You know, balances perfectly to make your mech, like...
They've made ways for newer players to ease into this game without dumbing it down. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of the new additions. It seems pretty good at the moment.
And you conquered. Yeah. You know, and I feel like I should ask this because we're trying to learn here, and I'm sure people...
guys, do me a favor. If I'm coming across too much of an asshole in this, please tell me. You know.
I know, but your favorite build.
I have a lot. Okay, so my favorite build personally is dual linear rifles. Okay. And I like to stay away from them and then switch to the blade when they're staggered.
Oh man.
Okay.
The blade on the back of the garage has like a offhand thing. It's really cool.
And I know that I was...
Garage suffered from too much bloat in other games, says Raven.
So what was your favorite legs? I keep talking about the legs because...
Nah, Dave, I think you're good, says Damon. Thank you very much, Damon.
The weight too, right?
Exactly.
So you have to keep in mind of the weight and everything. So what was your favorite legs in the, you know, for AC units?
I like the classic bipedal. I always have, you know.
Okay.
Hey. Representing bipedal builds here.
Just the normal ones, but they're still really cool, you know. For those players who like to move fast, there's no better option. And I like to be super quick, super nimble, super lightweight. That's my main playstyle.
Okay, so Ouroboros basically likes the same playstyle I do.
Pretty efficient. That was pretty fast.
Fast, mobile, heavy hitting, if you can.
Trying to figure out like what units or how to make it look. I think that a special thing in Armored Core 6.
No look for tanks.
You can share their AC.
Not so much reverse legs, Damon. I just prefer bipedal, so
if I make an AC and let's
Yep.
say
middleweight classic
let's say
bipedal
you
for me.
wanted to copy the AC for that boss, you know,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
quadruped that destroyed that boss. I could upload the code. I could give it to my friends, share it with anybody.
Oh, so they're doing.
Buy the parts instantly if they have.
Hey, okay, so yes,
I
I
love
think
that.
I speculated this as well. They brought schematics back.
Back then, you would just take a screenshot or something.
That's
and then
nice.
upload
Oh
it.
yeah,
Now it's like
exactly.
showcasing your build is like the coolest thing.
Are they actually saying that schematics are a new thing for this game?
Details and then colorization and everything.
Like, this might be just me, but have they not been told that schematics were a thing in For Answer?
Okay.
So it's just so.
They
good.
mustn't have been,
It's a
if they're
classic
making a
game.
deal of it.
You
Right.
can pick like any color.
Because if schematics are coming back and they're saying, oh, you can upload stuff and your friends can download it again, that's literally schematics from For Answer.
Please do geek out on this because
Yeah.
I'm.
Oh,
It's not a new feature.
You can change the materials. You can make it like shine. You can have. You can add patterns and stuff. You can make it like rusty and it just.
They confirmed a few weeks back that you can share builds. Oh, nice.
The customization, it's awesome.
I have this idea because Armored Core obviously has model kits. I'm thinking I can make a model kit that's exactly like the one I have in game.
That would be so.
You know what I mean? I mean, you
That would be so cool if they actually made more model kits that were actually decent quality.
ACs after this, right?
Yeah. Oh, I already have 5 ready to go for the PvP segment. I'm super excited to show
The
off to you guys.
PvP is going to be crazy.
Okay, so PvP is going to be interesting to see what that's actually like now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worldwide
this is
debut.
it.
This is. It's
I think From have said sharing schematics is new, says Raven.
competition right now.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you have any words?
It's a little unfair since Cowboy's not in the room with me.
Interesting. It's interesting that they would say that, where it's like, oh yeah, it's new to this game. That's the only thing I can think of is because it's weird them highlighting it and being like, oh, this is a new feature when it's clearly not.
Most about this game in particular.
A lot of people are worried that this game is going to be too Souls-like, right? That's a word that goes around.
Oh, here we go.
And I can say that this is the Armored Core we know and love. This is Armored Core to a T. After playing it, it's just perfect. It's exactly what we wanted for 10 years of waiting, and they nailed it. It couldn't have been any better.
I mean,
I can't help but feel like they give him that as like a talking point, and we're like, yeah, you gotta say this to get fans of the old games back.
Was 3, and then
oh gosh, yeah,
that was a long time ago, and I really am excited because they do take some elements of older games and put it into this game.
Yes,
which I think is so awesome.
Yeah,
and well, I mean, now that we have PvP and you can play with your friends, you already have.
Love that. They had to. They took elements of the older games and put it in this one. It's awesome. It's like they had to. They had to because of the reception for Gen 5.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out to any of them?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Because it was polarizing to say the least.
Those are my 2 like go-tos. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And lightning count, of course. Gosh,
that's
we'll
awesome.
go on all day, but yeah.
I'm really excited to join in with my community. I know that the community is really large. I mean, it was smaller and niche before, but then it's just going to get really big. I mean, I'm sure you're excited about that too.
Oh my gosh, this is Armored Core's moment. For years, and it's sort of been a little niche, but I think
a little niche. Are you kidding me?
FromSoft has gotten so huge after Elden Ring that it's finally going to see the light of day. I mean, this production value and everything here is just incredible.
I just
like,
can't
I'm blown
wait.
away.
I mean, it's a dream come true to many of us. We're so
Love that. It's a little niche. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you excited it's going to blow up? Yes.
We are here to nerd out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just excited because I'm hoping for more kits.
Oh my gosh.
Some more model kits or something. I mean, I do think
seriously the most understated thing of the decade.
I'm just.
Oh my god. It's okay. It's just a little niche in quotations. This guy.
Are there any tips?
Remember, this stream is aimed at new players, says John. I know. I can't help it. I can't help these reactions. I am so sorry.
So the main thing.
I'm gonna look like a massive douche after this to people that watch this back.
Change your mech. Adapt to the situation. If
I'm literally gonna look like an absolute massive tool that is just like, it's whatever. It just looks like really cocky. It looks like a complete asshole. It's totally not that,
Adapt to the situation.
Totally not that. I'm just reacting to what's being said as a person that's played AC since AC1.
my gosh. I
You know, just some of these talking points, man. I keep forgetting they're aimed at more new players than older players, and you're getting a reaction from the older player that's just can't quite seem to get his head around the fact that this is deliberately aimed at new people. Even though I keep saying it over and over again, trying to remind myself, it's like, dude, it's not for you. It's for the new players. It's not for you. It's for the new players. You know, I can't help it. It's so... Oh, it's weird. We'll be back in 4 minutes. I can try and calm down in those 4 minutes and try and be like, okay, Dave, new players, not you. Oh, at least you ain't like the old AC community, says John. Oh. Reactions make you genuine, IMO, says Damon. Oh. I mean, scripted platitudes are being given out by the lady were... Glad she loosened on later into the interview, says Sky. Oh. Like... The problem with this is watching it back, I'm going to come across as someone who's cocky, thinks he knows everything, and is just like, what are they on about, you know? And I don't want to be perceived like that, I really don't. Again, it's more that whole thing of I'm going into this and I'm already looking at stuff and thinking, okay, this is familiar, this is good. But there's some things that are catching me off guard, like the talking points, like schematics being back, but apparently they've never had it before and it's a completely new thing. You know, it's just a really weird choice to say that, considering fans know that's not a new feature. I can see it being highlighted as a key thing for new players, but if that's the case, it would have been easier just saying, look, we had this in this game to reference it, and then be like, look, it's back, it's cool, you can share builds. You know, it's just a quick nod to that rather than trying to make it sound as if it's never been in before and it's a newly implemented feature that they spent, you know, so long working on. It's completely new and interesting. It's, I don't know, maybe that's me being an asshole again. I just find it weird. I find it really weird. Some of the choices behind this are really weird to me and I can't quite wrap my head around it. Audio says, F the new players. They said it's niche. I'm getting my railgun and ballistic missiles. The niche thing was a massive understatement. I've said this for years, you know, about how niche AC is. It's basically non-existent levels of niche, you know. And then they're saying, oh, it's going to be massive now. It's like, yes, that is exciting. That is exciting because way more people are getting into this now, or should be, from the Souls series, which is what I've been on about for ages, and especially in this video now, saying if they can harness that that install base or that user base, because it's so massive, then of course they're going to sell massive numbers, you know. That's exciting. That's really exciting after 10 years. Oh, they brought that mech in. Okay. Honestly, I'm excited for them. It's just, I don't know, man. I've not seen too many scripted showcases like this, and I'm just like, you know. At least you guys are getting my genuine reaction to things, yeah, but I'm so freaking perceptive of how I'm coming across here right now, and I'm not totally happy with how I'm doing. Clearly, I am not doing pretty well with this at all. It's just like kind of like me sat here going, what? You know? It's as if I'm doing a Captain America from like the first Avengers film where they bring Cap in and Nick Fury comes around to him and goes, so Cap, everything's changed. He runs outside into, Times Square. And everything's totally crazy. Everyone's got like mobile phones and there's screens on all the buildings and he's like, wait, what's happening? You know, and then Nick Fury's like, so anyway, things have changed. You know, I'm basically doing that scene in my head right now. Let's see, audio says it's probably because Bandai never published ACFA, Ubisoft did. Yeah, but you don't just ignore the legacy of the franchise, you know. Even if somebody else published it. Showcases are often heavily scripted. I recall cases people being brought on not enjoying it because they don't like people being excited or animated as they think it's cringe. What? The whole point of these events is to get people hyped. So somebody else showing off how excited they are would be great, you know. Hey, Corsair. The best I can describe it is, you're apprehensive and it's understandable, valid even. I'm just being cautious, you know.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we head into the frenzy of PvP,
Zealous. Okay, never heard of them before either.
Armored Core Legacy, who will be our commentators.
Okay, ACL.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for being here. I'm so happy to see you.
So ACL represented.
It is nice to see you. It is really nice to see you. Behind the scenes, we have From Chang and Cleric playing PvP together.
Oh, so Chang's there.
Tell us a little bit more about Armored Core Legacy.
Yeah, I'd love to speak to that here.
Yeah.
So the project came about a little over 10 years ago. This was during the Armored Core 5 Verdict Day era. During that time, and From Chang came to a few members of the Midwest community, myself, Tierson, who can't be with us today as other team member,
Right.
and also my friend Cleric, who's here today. He's going to be in for PvP, of course, PvP session. And
He's awesome. Yeah.
the idea that we had, you know, and that Chang proposed to us was come up with a fan site to help support the Armored Core community from the grassroots and the very base and kind of build up the foundation. So as far as what we do, if it's Armored Core related, we loved it. We love to post it. It's been fun to have that torch burning during this period, during this 10-year something way, you know, that we've had and then we've had going for it. So but speaking of the legacy of Armored Core, there's a lot involved in that. It's not just the games, it's not just the classics, because Armored Core has ranged since PS1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Obviously, we skipped the PS4 era, and we're in here to current. But we also chronicle the history of the competitive scene in the tournaments. A lot of you out there may not know it, but Armored Core had a very, very, very bright, vibrant tournament scene, PvP scene. In fact, driving across state lines, that was not a uncommon thing we did. I remember lugging the big CRTVs around, you know, like the PS2s and the memory cards and all that.
So rich.
Oh yeah, because you had to play on PS2 via link cable.
Right. You know? That it really did. And you know, it did inspire me hearing all of the story with you, especially with community.
Exactly.
This is basically just the same kind of story as like anyone that played Halo on the Xbox, where it's like, yeah, you got to bring an Xbox and a copy of Halo and a LAN cable and maybe an extra TV around a friend's house.
Events encapsulated and all that, and part of our goal too was to help capture that tournament history and to speak to it and everything. And you look at it too, as far as the currency of the forums, Armored Core Universe, Raven Republic. There's so many forums in this ecosystem that really made up AAC. So our goal was to really try to speak to those things, try to just support from the background and do what we could.
That's amazing. Armored Core Legacy, I hope you guys last forever. And I hope that you grow.
Thank you.
Especially now with this game coming out. We're so glad to have the veterans of the community.
Interesting.
That's important for this showcase. And with that, let's explain the format of what we will be seeing today.
The AC in the center I like because it's got very similar looking parts to some of the other stuff. There's the tank.
Today we will be watching a 3v3 with
I cut myself off there because I got distracted by the tank. The middleweight biped in the center is the build that I normally play, and also because it looks familiar to all the stuff we've seen before in other games. So it's 3v3 PvP. Oh wow, who just got deleted there in like 2 seconds?
Between them, there's this rivalry. It's really hilarious. I've been listening to it all day. The banter in the hall, the banter at lunch and everything. These guys are ready to get
Actually, you know what? I do remember the story that on social media that they were posting pictures
you probably heard of some of this.
They're trolling back and forth.
The trash talk has already started, and this is great. This brings back memories of the tournament.
Okay, so how's this going? Ouroboros going on somebody there with the blade?
This PvP section.
This is the section.
This is what we're all waiting for.
Absolutely.
I was scouring the internet, and obviously.
Well, there's PvP is what we've all been waiting for, even though PvP is just one part of AC.
Exactly.
And I've been, I even watched the Japan one, and I was like, we're gonna see some good stuff today.
Japan's gonna have way better PvP than any other region in the world, like normal.
Everything is
Seriously, just give me the Japanese playing this. Like, show me the Japanese after like 6 months on this. It will be absolutely insane.
Chang and, Eric, etc. But hey, as far as where things go, we'll see where it takes us. It's hard to pick favorites here, you know?
Oh man, I mean, for
When you get killed in PvP like this, are you permanently out? Because it looks like it.
when you're thinking about
Counter-Strike style.
with others in Armored Core, what is the most important thing that you would like to tell anyone if they're just starting out and they're playing with their friends?
Yeah, if you're playing with your friends and you're getting into versus, I'd encourage you, don't let
What you tell anybody else when you're first starting out in this game? Play the game, enjoy the game. Just don't go any further than that.
maybe you ran something
Just enjoy the game.
you like using. Get in and use that. If it doesn't work for you, look, what's the
AC Chinese were very American-centric, right? Says Raven. I think so, yeah.
and check it out. So
Right.
a big part of PvP is just getting in there and just engaging, just doing. You know, and I think that
PV3 is respawn-based.
marking your own is really key.
PvP is where you can test your builds. Not always. Go on like one of the hardest bosses on the single-player campaign and you can test some builds out on that.
In the heat of things, fighting Cowboy, running this tank, he's been an absolute bruiser setting up here, or trying
He's
to
a
get in
beefy
play.
dude in there.
He is a beefy dude. Beefy dude, IRL, a beefy dude. If you look at his tank,
Look at that. He wasn't joking when he was talking to me earlier. Yeah, look at that.
going down, taking the first down. Now, I got to make it a really important point here. Something's happening here we didn't have in the previous Armored Core games. There is a respawn system, and there's a point system you see up there.
They're explaining the respawn now.
If you were out, you were out. That was it. But not here. You get a timer, and the longer you stay alive, the more points you're actually worth. We're actually zooming in, going to be looking at...
Zealous is actually good at, as a commentator because he can really tell you like what were the old games like, and then the difference between them and this.
Thinking now.
Way more informative.
I'm not playing.
We're going to be zoning the strategies that everybody's going
The UI reminds me so much of AC4, and I don't know why. I could be totally wrong.
The new version of Overboost, those of you who played Armored Core 2 and beyond, you're going to remember where we were standing with that.
And all the parts that are moving right now,
Right.
they're controlling every single piece of that.
Exactly. You know, now there is it's important to note, they're not using every single part that's available. There's a list, kind of a canned list of parts we can use today, so we can't use everything.
Oh, I see.
But let me tell you what,
Okay.
everyone is putting these to max use as far as their builds. We got lightweights, heavyweights, and everyone's come out with some multiple designs. I definitely want to play to some of the granular things that are going to be happening.
Ouroboros getting beaten up like mad. Oh, melee.
To build that stagger, and he did.
Dude, getting absolutely annihilated there. Not good.
See, I told you, blood in the water. It's blood in the water.
They love each other. I'm sure they love each other, right? They love each other.
Some. There's a lot of love lost. A lot of it. Oh, my God.
Oh man.
Got to speak to the gameplay loop that happens here. Again, setting up those stuns, you can't. Sometimes you're not always in a position to take advantage of them. But a good portion is to be ready.
He might have commentated previous AC toys hosted by ACSL, says Raven. They should have added him for the lore sections as audio. I couldn't help but think with Zealous commenting here, they should have had him on from the very beginning as like a supporting presenter
I feel like, you know,
instead of just having what was it, Vampy Bit Me or somebody? I reckon they should have had Vampy Bit Me there and then had Zealous be in the just to kind of explain what's different as kind of like the person that's there to tell you more about legacy stuff and what's carried over. So she appeals more to the new players, and he appeals to the people that they want to get back from the old fan base, you know. That'd be such a better way of doing this.
to say about
They wouldn't even have to change that much up.
and also their, you know, ACs.
Right.
Like, what do you have done differently?
Obviously, definitely. I always say, hindsight's 20/20, right? Or like,
Yes.
backseat piloting, as it were.
Right.
But seriously, obviously, there's a real melee when it comes to PvP.
Yeah, that's Vampy. GG, says Corsair.
One thing I did see a lot of is there's a lot of team play. There's a lot of focus
Yes.
targeting. You notice
Yes.
when there was a
Thing is, yeah, AC, the tawny section has been
Right.
more of an American thing than anywhere else. They do a small set of tawnies in Japan.
It's difficult.
But seriously, man, give me those Japanese players playing this game like 6 months after launch.
Those of you who play Armored Core
They're going to be way, way better than anybody else,
you don't want
as usual with Japanese players.
get caught out. Maybe you're too far ahead of your team.
Communication is very important.
Or you might be hanging too far back. And
Thing is, I've never been too big on PvP with AC games either, so
Are going to be very critical for a lot of people playing, and this might be the first time
Right.
that they're playing an Armored Core game.
More into the single player.
Is there anything that you can possibly give to our viewers at home, like some tips, like as a new player?
Dave, we're doing ACS6 with the boys.
Get a control
Says audio. And doing 3v3 friendly duels. Maybe. I figure like I've never been a PvP person with these games, although I say that I was like heavily PvP in AC1. To the point where I would use Blade only.
I did that too, but
But,
let's join our players because you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind friendly PvP with the boys, if anything. That'd be better.
Look how great they all look.
Everybody's got their emblems ready
Look
to
at
go.
that.
Dude, is it just me or did that? No, I was gonna say, does that look...
Green screen, the glitch in the matrix here.
They all got it though.
There we go. John Rubicon in the center has a build that I'd probably use.
From Cheng here, ready live to kick off. Right, Alpha Beta, our second round of PvP coming in here live.
I was gonna say, does that look like the freaking towers from AC5 there? But I think that's just coincidental.
I know that my community at home is freaking
Quad with dual missile pods, is that?
Got anybody coming from network? They gotta
all
be
of
digging
them.
this right now.
This is the game, you know.
This is it. This
And
is
when
it.
you play, it feels weighty. It feels
There's weight and
amazing.
half to your AC. And,
Yes.
there's just that chunkiness to everything you're doing.
So they've kept a bit of the weight from, like, say, 5 or whatever then? They've incorporated the speed from 4 and the mobility from 4 by the looks of it.
Finding Cowboy just taking this position.
The designs from some of the older games, and then the arms forts and a couple of other things. They've thrown the stagger gauge in, and then they've done quality of life improvements. Overall, that I wouldn't say that was a bad thing in terms of choice of design. You know, like redoing the gameplay. I wouldn't say that was bad to try and improve on AC. Sounds like a pretty sound idea, to be honest. So I can see why they've done it.
He is trying to use that barrier, using that
But you
pulse
always
barrier.
have to keep in mind of
Quad legs, AC 130 from above, says Corsair.
And there goes Claret going down. Oro taking a bit of a beating for Zero, and sure enough, cleaning up that last.
If I wasn't getting old, me and my crew would have probably been able to give Japan a run for its money to Sky.
but this is an epic battle right now.
John says,
It is a
would be nice to have boys to play with, not worth the pain. Like, there's so many people in our Discord getting this, so it's probably going to be a case of everybody on Discord's going to be playing with each other. That's what happens with GBO, so I imagine the same thing will happen with this. Someone who got to play a demo of AC6 said it played like a mix of AC3 with Gen 4. Oh, dude. That's exactly what I've been saying for most, like, the longest time, where I was like, if they can make it play like classic AC with a bit of AC4 because of its mobility and stuff, then they've really done well.
Not just with your own AC, lining up your own attacks, but also trying to coordinate the best you
With
can
your team.
with your team.
I'll actually have to hop into the Discord then, says Corsair.
Takes the down.
Graphics look like AC4A's cutscene, a little bit, intro cutscene, a little bit, yeah. I like the way that the graphics are really high res now.
Pieces that they can do in AC, with their AC.
Oro taking his down after trying to reorient. No dice, and again, no.
Like, no joke, this doesn't look bad.
Worried about the whole repair kit deal.
But again,
You cannot use those.
I can't stress enough, I'd stay away from the community
There's only 2 minutes.
and just enjoy the game,
It can happen.
you know.
Alpha team with a huge jump, going up to 1192. Holding a substantial lead.
That's why I'm going to have more fun playing probably with the Discord, or at least talking to people in our Discord about it,
As the villain,
I think so.
because I've got more common sense.
Sometimes, so he's definitely a villain.
he's loving it. He's loving it.
The perfect villain's always smiling.
Aren't they
over.
though? I don't know.
Loving Cowboy just raining down missiles on everybody here.
Oh, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Especially when he was talking about the.
Oh, there we go.
How he likes his ACs, you know.
Dude, everybody else is just fighting amongst each other, and he's just hovering around, raining death down on everybody with missiles. Best play of the game.
Love that. Look at
Oh,
the color scheme on his AC.
Got the camo going.
It looks great.
dude, he's doing the best strat ever. Just sit back and let everybody fight amongst each other, and then give like support fire to everyone.
We're actually encouraged to do that. You shave a little bit of damage you're taking yourself, but you also deal a little bit more.
Dude, he's taken out like 3 people here on the enemy team and not died once yet.
I saw that.
Or not from when I've been like clearly watching and not looking at chat.
Getting a grand to
Is that a fourth?
It's gotten personal now. It's gotten personal.
It's real close.
Go on, Cowboy. I want to see. Oh, I was gonna say I want to see him take down another player and get 4 kills at one go.
Enjoying that. My God.
I literally, can't breathe.
Let's see.
I already want to play.
Damon says, "Yeah, I'll keep with my niche Discord community."
Trying to swing back here at 10:44 over to Alpha Teams.
Oh,
1392. Where are we going from here?
he's a GBO2 support main, says Corsair.
Do what he can with this last bit of AP. We got 15 seconds in the round. Let's see what happens with this hustle. Oro going down. Obviously, his core expansion being used. The rest of his team.
What have they said about AC6? Says Exram. It's more just been an introduction for new people to the game, and just telling them a little bit about the new game and how it plays, and getting people from the Souls community hyped up for it.
Relishing this kill.
That's more or less how they're going into this so far. So,
About that at home. I mean,
love the way 14,909 people are watching this so far.
If that doesn't get you guys hyped, I'm not sure what does. I mean,
it is our world premiere.
and this has come so far
Yeah.
from, I mean, the PvP of like Last Raven or
Right.
some of the older PS2 games. What we're able to do here now and seeing the team combat, unreal.
It's fast, and it in turn is also weighty.
Right.
You can feel everything that you're putting onto your unit, and you know that it's doing some damage.
Right.
You know, and you're thinking for the moment when you're using everything. Not one button is not used in this game.
Exactly. Everything is getting utilized. So
Yeah.
the best part, there's a bit of a love letter here. There's something for all of you out there, whether, despite where you come from with Armored Core, those of you who loved Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, you're probably loving the assault armor that was happening going off there. You'll remember Kojima particles, of course, detonating your PA shield. Just the difference this time is you don't turn your own self. You don't turn your defenses into paper mache when you let off that assault burst. So it's a really good tool. It can be used defensively, can be used defensively. I think we saw
Okay.
putting those tactics into high play today.
So what are the things that that they're bringing back into this game? I've heard it time and time again from hardcore Armored Core players. What are the things that you know?
Hi, I'm over here watching.
Vati mentioned something.
Hardcore player here. Or former hardcore player.
I'm still juiced from that PvP.
For
It was
sure.
just totally insane.
Yes.
One thing that you guys saw put in play is the kick. After like people were doing the assault boost to run in, get in close, and do the boost kick. That comes straight from Armored Core 5. Everyone loved the idea of this very kinetic, visceral idea of just ramming your AC straight into another. And now we can still do that here. The boost kick coming back from AC5. I was just talking about assault armor. That's coming back from AC4, as I say, AC4 Answer. You've got assault boost, aka overboost. That's back from Armored Core 2. You even got part dropping back from Armored Core 3. It's really all over the series.
Oh man.
Yep, called it. They had to bring back all of the good features.
Squad Alpha.
So it looks like I was right.
He looks like he's ready to take this one.
He is.
David laughing at me. Crimson says, hey Crimson.
Boro's got something to prove here.
Yeah, he does.
I should have streamed this from like VR chat so I could just like wave and be like, hi, I'm over here. Instead of having just my my VTuber avatar on screen.
Check this out. This new MG is an absolute stagger.
Oh dude, everybody's running tank?
And not just the Gatling, we've got dual grenade launchers rolling all over the place. These grenade launchers.
Why is everybody running what looks like the same tank build?
Armored Core Nexus era, the light grenade launcher, but it still means business. It shoots three grenades each volley. So if you can home in on somebody, you can get 6 grenades off.
Are they literally just doing tank boys up in here?
And look at them utilizing the whole.
Oh, he's getting absolutely slaughtered there by somebody with a blade. Question is, will he get circle strafed?
Recentering himself, using that quick boost very, very well. But
oh, yep, there we go.
Yes.
Annihilated by a quicker AC.
Go overboard with that
you can overcommit.
Right.
Too easy to do.
Yep. That's the only problem with tanks. We saw that in Ninebreaker recently when I was playing that on stream.
Even when you're like in the heat of the moment.
Exactly. Both team captains taking a hit or two, but neither are deterred. We got Fighting Cowboy heading right back in with the overboost.
I like the overboost here at the moment. Works exactly the same as you expect from all the games.
Check it out. It looks like rolling the shotgun.
So what's that, plasma shotgun?
Rockets really just
And blade by the looks of it. And oh, there we go, PA. Nice combo actually.
Oh.
didn't build up a full stun, but still got some
No, 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 you're losing your health too quickly.
You won't be able to stay home for the full deal. You're gonna have to.
There we go, there we go. Get behind him. Get some damage, get out. Get out, get out. Dead. Dead. Too aggressive. Too aggressive, got focused on by teammates.
Back in 5 and Verdict Day, we were
Just had a power cut. Might have just killed my PC, says John. Oh, what? Do they have the boat legs here? Not so sure.
fast if you're maneuverable. Great
They need the tank tread downswing.
you possibly
So
can.
break
Another
locks.
assault armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboys ring, laser shotgun, pulse blade, laser blade, and plasma missile, I think. Dude, he's gonna have no energy then?
Leave yourself for another day.
Oh man.
Oro gets
So he basically was like, I'm gonna potentially lose this anyway. I'll go all in with
sometimes you get
with the damage, or at least that's what it seemed like, and then he got focused hard.
down enough enemies, you can kind of recenter, recoordinate with your team, bring things back together, tighten back up, and that's what we're gonna need right here. As Oro and gang start to get flanked, but turning that right around, turning the tables, using that 360.
Like, he's got the firepower, but the problem is he keeps getting focused by a bunch of people, so hard to do anything when you get him focused. Oh yeah, two pretty lightweight ACs with blades just jumping him like that? No way. No way.
Like how everyone's playstyle is so different in here.
Markedly different. We have some running support a little more.
Right.
Others who are right in, like
Ooh.
fighting Cowboy,
Rough.
taking us down, but
Rough.
still dishing out as
PvP gives me Gundam versus vibe. It's mainly the speed.
They're getting major
Energy weapons don't use energy anymore. Wait, what?
raining down on them. You know?
these dual Gatlings. And by the way, the sound.
They have ammo account and overheat is a balancing mechanic. Oh, okay, okay.
Like it.
You're
So heat's more of a thing with them now.
everything is visually beautiful in this game. You know, you always wonder how is it gonna look.
Black Tri-Stars. John says on my phone now, dude, I hope your computer is begging from that.
Circling, and then the full down.
Gotta agree with Vampy Bitme though, it does look very beautiful. Even if it's just like I'm literally watching the same screen you guys are, I'm not watching it full screen either. So I'll probably watch parts of this back in full screen later on to really take in all the details.
Into the air, not getting that bang on hit, or like here with Oro taking advantage of the stun.
The reason why I'm so excited about, you know, them embracing the classic stuff in Gen 4, specifically for mobility, is primarily because when you ask anybody, mainly what in the community, what their favorite game was for like either PvP or just in general, there was a lot of people that would turn around and say 4, because 4 was just so good. It's just, you can't beat 4 for mobility, it just felt too good. So you can't get rid of that or switch it up too much. You have to go back to that sort of mobility and playstyle and just enhance it. And I feel like that's what they've done with this. They've seen it and gone, look, this playstyle was really popular and it's really enjoyable. We'll mix it up a little bit. And that's what they've done. They've done that, and then they've put obviously different parts from different games in that are recognizable to really top it off. So it's really fun seeing that, but it's like I said before, that was the best sort of strat they could play with this in terms of like getting the most popular reaction of the community out of it. You know, or the most liked reaction. Because 4 wasn't really that divisive. It was just a lot of people just went, yeah, 4's great. 4 and 4 answer are just great.
Yeah, this guy gives everybody a look at what that schematic loadout
And
looks
these
like.
are the loadouts that he already had ready.
Yeah, so this is the good thing here. You don't have to actually spend time going through
Gun Tanks won.
I'm
Gonna head to bed, says Damon. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Damon. Hope you've enjoyed. Go full heavy arms custom and just get Gatlings and missiles. I've ran a build like that once. It was actually really fun.
I love hearing about the history that you know.
Problem is you pay out of your ass for the ammo reload on it.
It's incredible. It's an incredible love letter. My favorite Armored Core game before this was Last Raven, my #1. But I'll tell you what, this is already...
Okay, so Zealous had Last Raven as his favorite? That's interesting.
Crazy to say that.
That's enough for me. Okay? As a person that only played one of the games in the series, that to me, we played the same time.
Right.
When we had the,
4 was very divisive early on, says Raven, because it was 3rd gen, remember? Miyazaki ruined Armored Core, says Raven. I honestly don't remember anything like that. whenever I've seen stuff talking about like 4 online, it's always been either, well, for 4 answer, it's always been, you know, like blade combat was nuts online and it potentially caused like lag because of how fast everyone was moving. Or people just turning around and being like, dude, 4 and 4 answer was so good. You know, so maybe I've not experienced that portion where people are giving kickback and being like, 4 and 4 answer? Nah. You know.
Anybody who remembers, again, 5 and Verdict Day, we have 3 different types of damage happening.
Silent Line was definitely good. I enjoyed Silent Line more than 3. They fine-tuned 4's combat. 4 was too jittery and also pretty much had every machine be airborne 95% of the time. I feel like that was really cool with 4, though, was the whole thing of having more freedom to move vertically compared to other AC games, which at the time was totally different and new. You know, and then clearly they focused on that in this one, because this has a lot more verticality to it. I remember that, says Corsair. Let's see. I like that this game is more ground-based and the camera tracks your machine properly, says Sky. Enough ammo to last 2 minutes. Costs second mortgage to reload, says Goof. Pretty much. I always thought 4's designs were horrible, says Corsair. Not so much the designs were kind of okay, but again, this is subjective. I'm just going off overall, like, the most comments I've ever seen about 4 has just been like, 4's great. You know, that's, I've seen more positivity with 4 in its gameplay than negativity, which is clearly what they've gone for here. You know. Raven says, then again, this was back in the early days of the internet, which was all forums and stuff. That would be round about 2008, 2009. I don't think I kept track of AC roughly around then. I know I was playing AC around about then, but everything since then, when I've been more active online and looking at, obviously, AC content, everybody's always more or less sung praise for 4. So I might have just missed out on that period of the fandom where people were just like, oh no, 4 sucks. Yeah. 4 and 4A weren't my favorites, not by a long shot, but I didn't think it was that bad to Sky. 2006 to 2008 was 4 and 4 answer. So yeah. Yeah, so round about that time, I would have been playing way more Halo. Yeah, I would have been way more involved in the Halo community than the AC community, so of course I'm not going to see that.
We still have an ample amount of time. It's 240?
240. Still anyone's game right now as far as what's happening.
Like, I was playing AC, obviously offline, and then co-op on, I think, 4 answer with Stu, but apart from that, I wasn't part of the community. But every time I'd see comments in, like, YouTube videos and stuff, I'd always see positivity for 4 and 4 answer.
That is beautiful.
Beautiful work by Cowboy.
Oh.
He pays for it. I think
Boom, getting absolutely punished there.
So they're reading him.
4 and 4 answer were better than 5, though. 5 still hurts me to this day, says Sky. Dude, I'm going to be playing 5 in, like, a couple of days. Like, after this stream's done, where we're watching this, which I don't know when it's going to be over. I've got to do AC4 entirely in one stream. So you guys will get to watch me play AC4, hopefully, if the Xbox works. And then I've got to do 4 answer again, which I absolutely love 4 answer. 4 answer's peak for me, so I absolutely love that game. Like, out of the entire franchise now, after playing them all back through, I think my favorites out of everything, not in any particular order, are 2, 4 answer, and then Silent Line. All the other ones are kind of just like, they're okay, you know, kind of thing. Like, I definitely don't enjoy AC1 anymore, it's just, it's not aged well. Like, respect it from a legacy standpoint, but it's not aged well. And some of the other ones, just certain parts, really annoy me. Here's where I find out I'm actually picking all the ones that are, like, super easy to complete. And just being like, yeah, I like those.
trying to break a lock, sometimes it's best just get under that cover, save yourself some trouble, save yourself some hassle. Get rid of that.
So far, says Goof, everything looks good to me. The only thing that throws me off is the mech design. Guess it's just how AC does its thing. I mean, it could be worse. It could be AC5's mech design. Like, the thing to remember about AC and its mech design is the guy that does most of the mechanical design has worked on stuff like Gundam, Transformers, Macross, and a lot of other things that are popular to like the mech genre. So he tries to throw in inspiration from that into the parts. So you'll see a lot of familiar stuff. And then again, they're bringing back similar looking or old parts in this game as well. So you'll get to see some familiar faces there in terms of like different things that look recognizable. And then other parts will be kind of themed very similar.
How do you guys feel about that? We're going crazy inside.
Okay, so that was the PvP bit. So is that it? Are we done now?
What do you think about like how your teammates are feeling right now watching this?
It's got to be pulse pounding stuff. You know?
AC has 3 to 4 alternate designers now outside of Shoji Kawamori, says Raven.
Crazy just seeing it on screen. Those of you guys at home, look,
AC2 was really good indeed.
It's absolutely crazy. Obviously super smooth. I know one of the biggest
AC2 is just really fun. It's the easiest one to get into, I feel.
Just only look at that with canned footage. But here we had several matches live. We had the team play happening. We had several different builds used, and you guys got to see everything. The tanks, reverse joids, quads, bypass, the whole deal's in play.
I'm loving this right now.
It's killer, isn't it?
Right now, too much.
I'm dying
I can't.
I'm dying
My
here.
face hurts from smiling. I love it. The thing is, you know, our players are some of the best.
They are.
You know, they are some of the best, and I think that seeing the community get larger from this, I can't wait to see what we're going to be, you know, what's going to be showcased in the future.
And I'll tell you what I've loved to see, just the adaptation, especially in the part of fighting Cowboy and Oro. They played so many from games,
Right.
You know, and their content, if you guys have ever checked it out and know anything about it, you know, just adapting all those scenes. But coming here to Armored Core and really just digging in just with both hands here and just coming up with the strats on the fly, just the builds. It's just been awesome to see how they'd adapt to just the early week 1 stuff, you know.
And I think that like even new fans, there's a lot of new fans in my community that are really excited about this game
Right.
because they like that weightiness. And I keep on mentioning that, but then when you're, you know, maneuvering around with your AC,
Right.
you're like, this feels right.
Funny enough, I played AC3 and Silent Line before 2, says Corsair. Oh, nice.
There's a real
Interesting.
heft to your ACs.
Yes.
And the cool part about that is you feel that in the verticality. You really have to push your boosters to ascend when you're
Right.
when you're rising up. You really feel it when you're doing the quick turn motions and everything like that. So it's
If I can use my same play style that I've been using for like the past 20 odd years, I'll be happy.
unbelievably
Each
high.
piece on the AC is your personality and how you play.
Exactly.
It's very personal, which I
Exactly.
think is the most beautiful part about Armored Core games.
Down to the emblem, down to the paint job, every single part of
Yes.
it. So if you guys are as eager as we are to dig into this, hey, you got a home waiting for you in PvP. Get in there and enjoy it.
I mean, we're watching PvP live, and I can't wait to talk to the players because
Same. I know. We gotta hear their thoughts. I want to hear in this blood rivalry
they were,
too.
like I
between
said, they
them.
were trolling each other
They
on
were
Twitter
the
earlier.
whole time.
Or
They-
not Twitter, sorry, X.
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to tune in anymore after this, because like it's just talking to players and that's it, right? After PvP.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey, we're doing great.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's reaching the end now,
I'm
right?
really curious to hear
Is there
your
anything better?
different. Oh, what was that?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay, awesome. Amazing job, everyone. We thought you killed it out there.
Absolutely, guys.
Let's see what chat's saying.
Really curious to hear your different perspectives.
This gen was pretty much based around squad-based PvP and it hurt massively.
Fun. Yeah.
I did not enjoy the multiplayer focus either. Gutting the single player as results as Raven. Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think the big thing people need to keep in mind here is tank goes boom.
Yes.
And it does. and Team Beefy Boys are clearly.
Raven says they tried to emulate Chrome Hounds and it didn't really work, basically.
Yeah, I think it was 3 and 1. Sounds right. Yeah, sounds right. 3 and 1.
So does anybody else want to watch the end of this here? Because I honestly think this is literally just them talking about the PvP now, which isn't showing off any of the game.
No, honestly, yeah, it was good. No,
Because if you want, we can literally just talk in here for a little bit about it and I won't mind. I'll just like
stunned from
just
change
puts
angles
like one of the trailers on in the background or whatever.
Extra points. Yeah, it's a dogfight is that doesn't even come close to describing how it feels to actually play it.
The 3v3 is absolute chaos, and I loved it. It was good, right?
See what chat says first.
We were calling out, screaming to each other in the room, like trying to focus different players. It was awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah, we were calling out targets, 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 0, 2.
Yeah, Cowboy, I think I heard you from over the other room, dude. Yeah, you're so loud.
I feel like I'm watching a sports team talking after games as Xbox. That's what I'm saying. I don't find this bit entertaining, so what does everybody want to do,
Looking like we might have a little bit of room for redemption, a little time to throw things back in.
Oh.
Yes. What would you guys say for another shot to keep this whole blood feud going? You want to let Cowboys team run away with this Oro chain? You guys got something to say about it?
What do you think?
Yeah, because I'm feeling this rivalry a lot more.
Oh, that moment when my avatar's freaking out there.
Salty run back here.
Hey, Classic, nice to see you.
Okay.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're at work. I have a blood clot in my leg. Oh, jeez. Dude, I hope you're okay.
Let's hear it. Guys,
Let's just mute that. Let's just mute that. I've just muted them for the moment. Oh, Classic's alright.
We're doing another PvP match.
I'm so glad there's time for it. We'd only initially planned.
So they're just doing PvP and then that's the end of it.
This is why I like live broadcasts, because
Like, do you guys just want me to, like, mute them and just see what's going on in the background and we can just talk for a little bit about what's been shown so far? And then we'll call it after that and I can just do, like, the AC4 stream.
His blood's boiling. I could tell Oro was like...
Just mute that for a moment. I absolutely despise the cookie cutter counter that invested PvP, says Raven. It really turned me off playing it. Plus all the cheating that was rampant, especially on 360. Yeah, there was a lot of that from what I can tell. Not to mention region locking killed the EU server. Oh jeez, I forgot about that. Seriously, it's like, from what I've seen so far, I'm cautiously excited about this, just to see what happens with it and how much it takes off. Like, admittedly, before I said early on in the stream that I was going way too hard on everything, because of course, it's that whole thing of we kept on watching it, and they're trying to go for the Souls demographic in terms of introducing massive amounts of players into this so that they can make it popular and less niche. I understand that. And after calming down a little bit more now, obviously going back and reflecting on things this entire show, it's fun. It's fun. It looks good. I like the speed. I like the look of the gameplay. It's like we speculated. It's classic mixed with a little bit of updates from like the later gen stuff. It looks really fun and I can't wait to try it out. Again, I can't stress enough, if you like the game, just like the game for what it is and don't go venturing outside of it, because it'll be a lot like Souls in terms of people telling you how to play or how they think you should play and then telling you to just get good. A lot of smack talking like that. I don't know whether that'll change when the community grows or whether it'll go away. I imagine you'll still find smaller areas that will be like that, or if it's anything like the Souls community, it'll get worse because everything gets bigger. I can only speculate on that, but all I'm saying is, like, I think our Discord in particular will be a nice place to just have friendly PvP matches and just have a laugh with each other, so you won't have to worry too much about that. Outside of that, I can't wait to see what storyline is. I'm going to be playing single player, hopefully, quite a lot. Especially because I've literally been paid to play this game. So that's going to be interesting to see how the single player turns out and all the different environments and stuff. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy that hopefully From will get the AC series going again with this. I like the fact that it seems to literally be almost exactly what I've been speculating on, which is a mix of all the best parts of AC. honestly, for the mech genre in general, I hope it does really well. I just find it funny with certain comments in this entire showcase with the fact of, like, oh, so the mech genre is niche. It's like, and especially like AC, it's been pretty niche. It's like, pretty niche, that's the most massive understatement ever. That's going to be like the best comment ever in this entire thing. Like, overall, it's been fun just to watch this. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting when I pick it up to see what happens with it. And obviously, I'm more excited for modding my stuff into this so we can see older stuff in this and see how that looks. Because I honestly want to see what my Seraph model looks like in this, because it's got all the standard materials that you would expect from a next-gen game already made for it. So that would be really cool to actually see that kind of stuff in-game when it's modded in. Oh my god, mods. I got spoiled on the story stuff, sadly, because the trophy list got leaked as Raven. Hope we get a mission layout screen and ending like Last Raven at some point. I think it had, what, 5 or 6 endings? Yes, I think so, roughly. Lance has confirmed it uses ER and Sekiro... Oh, Elden Ring and Sekiro's engines. Expect a modding scene to be Gucci. I'm going to need to look into that engine then and see how easy it is to mod stuff. Guaranteed, because I've got that model, or I've got all the models really from Limit Release still, the newer ones that I did for the Unreal Engine 4 version that are all like decent high poly models with decent textures and everything else, with the different maps to make everything look metallic and shiny and stuff like that. The moment I figure out how to get that stuff in and get it working properly, bam, there we go. I'll throw everything back into Blender instead of 3DS to make sure it all works properly. And then we should be good to go. So provided I get myself familiar with the modding tools, or at least how the engine works, expect Seraph and some of the other AC parts from like AC1 from older games to make a return. Dude, I just realized I can put the Mark 1 carousel in this as well. That's going to be fun. Just don't mod anything that could get you banned from multiplayer. Bring back my 1,000-round machine gun, says Corsair. Oh god, the good old 1,000-round machine gun. That's been in almost every single game, in some form or another. In AC Gen 3, it was a 1,000-round machine gun that looked more like an SMG. And in AC1, it looked more like a rifle. Can't remember what it looked like in AC2, though. Anyway, I'm going to take off Titus Hex, says Sky. John, is your PC alright, by the way? No. He said a little niche, says Sky. Not pretty niche. Oh, right. Sorry. Just let me have a mod that allows me to use MT parts on my AC, says John. AC1 machine gun, says Corsair. Oh, nice. Sky says, catch you later. Catch you later, Sky. Thanks for sticking around. AC2s look like an M4 without the carry handle. Oh, I think I remember that one now. Yeah, John, is your PC alright? Just ask him for the sake of it. Just to check and make sure everything's fine. PC turned on, so I think it's fine, says John. Okay, so because literally they're just doing like PvP stuff now, I'm literally going to start that AC4 stream. I'm going to hook the Xbox up and make sure it works first. So yeah, I will talk to you guys very soon if you're sticking around, because this is literally just them doing PvP stuff and then ending the... So, I shall call it, and I hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you on the next one. So yeah, until then, thank you very much, and bye!